On paper, it didn't make sense. I slowed down during what should have been the most productive years of my life. I realize now the first few years of my 30s were what I call my Sankofa era. Sankofa is an Adinkra symbol from the Akan people of Ghana, meaning it is not taboo to go back and get what was left behind. I went back to the things I missed out on while carrying the pressures and responsibilities that were never mine to hold as a parentified child. I went back to joy, to play, and to rest, and I unlearned survival and chose something else. Now, in my mid-30s, I'm building and rebuilding a life where all parts of me are welcome. My work is rooted in healing, especially for Black women and Black queer folks. I host workshops and retreats for people learning how to unburden themselves from manipulative family systems, from exploitative jobs, and from relationships that take more than they give. I use play, travel, journaling, and yoga as tools for finding sovereignty. This is what Sankofa looks like for me, going back so I can move forward whole.
So I grew up super Pentecostal, and specifically Nigerian Pentecostal. The church I grew up going to is called Deeper Life Bible Church. For me, I kind of understood it as like, where my family found Nigerian community. I knew like not every Nigerian is Christian. Like, there's clearly like the sinners. And yeah, I left as soon as I could. I think the thing that stuck out to me was also the hypocrisy and the patriarchy. When I got older, began to understand more about colonialism and how all that impacted Nigeria and all of that. But now I also just don't care. Like, everyone's so mean to their kids. I just remember being in the church and watching like babies in young children, like babies in little like car seats getting like hit for crying while their parents were praying. It's like, that kid don't want to be there. And it's like, I see it now as like people just taking out their frustrations of the world on their kids. And yeah, that's why those people will never see me again. Felt like I was watching my parents parent and just going, oh, that's not how you do that. Like I may not know much, but I just know y'all are really bad at this. And the state thought so too for a little while. And honestly, I was like, yeah, y'all might break up the family, but honestly, I wouldn't. I kind of understand. I think as a child, that's what you do. You have to rationalize and understand situations you can't leave. Unfortunately, into adulthood, I realized that meant making excuses for people who I didn't need to make excuses for. And in fact, I should remove from my life instead. I feel like in my 20s, it was a lot of, realizing all of the things, like very slowly realizing what I needed to work on, what I hadn't been prepared for, and in a lot of like deeply uncomfortable and terrible ways. And now in my 30s, it's more, I just don't have the patience, and I'm so much more happier and more comfortable being by myself. And I don't feel bad about that. Like, in the past few years, so many of my relationships have ended. So many friendships, so many, changing jobs, moving all the time. Because, yeah, it's like once you realize what you were conditioned to accept, you realize you start to see it everywhere. And I'm really happy I did that. I'm really happy I cut like everyone off. I'm really, really glad I did that. I have like very, very little regrets. Because usually at the point where I did that, like, I'm someone, and it's something I'm working on, where it's like I'm really bad at calling things out. So it's like if I'm bringing up something to you, you actually have 30 minutes. It's like you like this, like that. Like I'm not actually ever going back and forth with you, like for very long. I'm so over apologizing for that. Like, yeah, no, you can tell everybody I'm an asshole. That's cool. I don't like them either. Everybody wants someone to do a restorative justice process. I don't want to restore with you. I don't like you. Goodbye. Not everyone. It's actually okay if you don't want to repair every relationship. I think it's actually totally fine to just be like, hey, keeping you around would just remind me of shit I accepted. It's like once I stopped blaming colonialism for my parents' abuse, it's just easier for me to see in other relationships how I was making excuses for people's behavior. And yeah, I think it's definitely made it harder for me now to build new relationships, or just build them. I think I build them more slowly or more cautiously. But yeah, I think that's okay. Like I went from super Christian spaces to, social justice spaces with very culty vibes at times. And then I went into yoga. So I've just been on cult watch like my entire life. Just becoming aware of the ways that I've often been in spaces where there's like one way to do things. There's an us and a them. There is a greater good that, we all have to put ourselves on the line for, or sacrifice something in our life for. And then there's like always the sliver of people who are really reveling in the power that they can hold in this space in some way. Like in all of these spaces. And so for me, that's why it's been so important these past few years to build a spiritual practice that's just rooted in self-trust. Like, yeah, I like yoga, but for me, it's really just like another tool in the toolbox of things that I use to like help me ground into myself, trust myself, exercise discernment. Like, I don't care if you do yoga or not. Like, it does not matter to me. Like, honestly, some of the ways that I found the most meditative focus has been like going on long walks in a busy city, like walking through Manhattan and just like taking everything in, but knowing I don't have to engage in it. Like that for me is really, really calming. I suggest you do that. Maybe don't do yoga. But yeah, I think finding the kind of things that help you center, like it's kind of why I feel like I've kind of struggled to put myself out there, and especially as like a yoga teacher, because I'm like, yeah, maybe yoga will help you. I don't know you. And like, if you haven't figured out what works for you or not, like not necessarily sure if I can help you do that. This is what works for me. This is what I've used to help me. Yeah, I'm kind of just like trying a bunch of things till they work. I think my goal is really just to find a way to be mellow. Like, I'm just trying to get my amygdala to calm down. Like, I'm not trying to see the other side. I'm trying to be present here. And I think for me, my work has been just to figure out how I can calm my nervous system. And, yoga has helped, but also like not being around people who didn't actually like me has helped. Learning how to be alone has helped. Like, there are so many things that are necessary to, our idea of wellness outside of just like one singular practice or, an adaptogenic mushroom. And yeah, a lot of it is like, what is the community we're building? So yeah, I don't know. I feel very grateful that I'm able to explore this. I know, especially, for someone my age to have the ability to take the time to ask these questions, explore these different options. And so I don't take it for granted. But yeah, just some thoughts.